I wanted to ask you, because I remember when we were interviewing you, I interviewed you before for High Rise, and you said that Luke Evans was kind of based on Oliver Reed, kind of broadly speaking.
Mm-mm.
For Cillian, I mean, did you have anyone particular in mind when you were casting it? I mean, was there any kind of historical figure or any kind of influence? And for you, Cillian, did you kind of bring anything to it when you were signed on?
I mean, the person I thought about was Cillian Murphy.
Just as simple as that?
Yeah, because the way it happened was that we'd met up and had a couple of pints together, and now I'm going to say this. This is the thing I've been saying in loads of interviews, so you can now stop me if I'm completely misrepresenting what happened. So we kind of had a chat, and then there was a kind of slight conversation about, if you ever think of a role that might fit me, that would be great.
Yeah.
So I went away and wrote this.
You wrote it specifically for Cillian?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that has happened in a few of the movies. Kill List was the same thing, where I kind of went, here's Michael Smiley and here's Neil Maskell. Yeah. How do they fit together? And then writing a script like that to fit them. And this is the same thing with Cillian and Smiley, and they were the first people in, and there was never really any casting, in a traditional sense.
Yeah.
But then we don't tend to do, there's not like auditions and stuff for all the stuff we do anyway,
I mean, from my point of view, was because I had seen Kill List in the cinema.
Yeah.
And I don't do it that often, but you kind of you track someone down.
Yeah.
And you force them to meet you and buy them pints, and I just said any.
Literally anything, fucking put me in it. Like.
Yeah, because I like that film. I think it's still one of my favourite films, and I when I saw it, I was like, well, this director is clearly a very important director. So that's kind of how it came about.
But did you? I mean, when you were kind of reading the script, I mean, was there any kind of, I don't want to say evoke any kind of particular performance, but was there anything you were kind of drawn upon? Like, I mean, was it, interviews from the 70s or something like that with those kind of people?
No, we did look at that a bit, myself, and because working with Michael Smiley that closely and trying to figure out that dynamic was great, because he grew up in the North during that time, so he just has, and he has an amazing
ear for it, like
and recall of things. So we talked a lot about that, but basically I just grew a moustache. Really.
That was pretty much it.
And a jacket.
And a jacket. The leather jacket was
very important. Yeah, the leather jacket.
Fuck. All right. Okay. For you, when you were filming it, I mean, because it seems like it was done in a very kind of linear way, like just because the setup of it as such, it's in one enclosed space. I mean, was that the case? Like, I mean, how was the shoot? I mean, was it a lot of moving parts, or?
It was shot in chronological order, because basically as soon as you start dealing with kind of the costumes falling to pieces and where bullet strikes are on the wall and stuff, you can't do it any other way, otherwise you go mad. But it was shot in quite an odd way, where there were very long takes, kind of up to 6-7 minutes sometimes, with lots of action in those. But they were never shot to be used as single takes. And we figured that way you could, if you shot it like a traditional movie, which would be, lots of little shots that then would be joined together, we'd probably still be shooting it now.
Yeah.
And we were, even though we had an okay budget, we're still officially a low budget movie.
Of course,
so that was kind of the way forward. So it was like half like a play, but also half like shooting the news. But also we shot a lot of cameras as well, so we were kind of gathering up this information all the time. But the other thing was that we edited it on set as well as we shot it, so it kind of had that flavour of being like the Americans used to do, live TV broadcast. So we would just go, and everyone then could look at it, and we know, just to keep track of like where everyone was in the space.
Yeah. For you though, I mean, like working in a big ensemble, I mean, do you find that, disconcerting? Because I know some actors, they like the idea of a huge ensemble that they can kind of disappear into the background. I mean, was that the way it was for you, or?
Yeah, you always love kind of being in a troupe of actors, and it very much was like that. We were all together, and the one location aspect of it meant that we were just hanging out all the time together, and it was brilliant. There was an amazing energy amongst the actors. I think that's down to the casting, because the way Ben cast it was, I don't know, he just got the personalities right. But an ensemble thing is very forgiving when you watch it, because you don't have to watch yourself all the time.
Yeah, this is it. Like, you can kind of focus on other people. Yeah. Okay, great stuff. Thanks, lads.
Cool.
Thanks.
Cheers.